The Hawks are going to the Super Bowl. I should be more excited. I was dropping off Kennedy this morning. You talk to a lot of the dads. And the one question everyone's asked, are you going?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going? You going to the game? Anyone going? Because it's the closest Super Bowl we're ever going to get to Seattle.
Yeah.
I mean, literally it is. 11-hour drive. Theoretically, you could be down there, drive down early morning that day, and then, drive back a little, maybe in Medford, you take a stop, take a siesta, take a sleep, and then get home the next day. I mean, it would be easy. But we will see. I don't know.
Good.
I got to find someone else who's fired up about maybe going as me.
Blauhaus, Matt Michelle.
Blauhaus
He's been at all these games.
He's already chartered a boat. He's going to fly into San Francisco Bay and take a limo. That's what
real estate must be good.
It is.
Super Bowl 60 is coming up in a few weeks. We have seen a lot in 60 years of the Super Bowl, but we have never seen a punt return for a touchdown in a Super Bowl, a shutout in the Super Bowl, or a tight end winning Super Bowl MVP in the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
There is always a first for everything. So cover your ears, Seahawks fans, because if the Patriots win, Mike Vrabel will be the first person to win a Super Bowl as a player and a coach of the same franchise. Other players and coaches have done it, like Ditka, Tony Dungy, Doug Peterson, but they haven't done it with the same franchise. So here's my question to you, Big Ben.
Yeah.
If the Patriots do win, does Mike Vrabel become the second greatest Patriot of all time behind Tom Brady?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Does Brady have a bronze statue outside Foxborough yet?
He does.
They will recreate that. They'll take the foundation and they'll just make one for Mike. I mean, it is that big. Because this team isn't sexy. It's not like they got the greatest players. It's not like they went out and spent this offseason and everything hit. But Mike's a really good coach. I think you're going to see two of the best coaches in the NFL in this game.
It's one thing to be a good coach in X's and O's, which I think they are great coaches, but it's a culture thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a team thing. You got to win together. You got to play together. You got to like and love each other. It said it all when he went to go greet that person who had a sack, that linebacker, and busted his lip open. It's like, he'll bleed for you.
Well, Vrabel came out and he gave one of the best speeches by a coach this year. And he said, you know how I built this team, this roster? I went and talked to them, had conversations, understood who they were, invested time in them, because that builds character. That builds a connection between them. That builds community amongst us. And again, it's pieces and parts for them. It's not the sexiest team in the NFL, but they're just, to get through a game like they played in, and there were times probably Vrabel went up and goes, don't do anything dumb. Just throw it out of bounds, right? He's not open, throw it out of bounds. And that takes some command over the team. That takes connection. That takes character. He's done a good job of just very quickly taking a group of not just young men, but men who have been in the league and created a locker room where on any given day they can beat anyone. And
year one, they're going to the Super Bowl with a year two quarterback. That's impressive. Everyone on the team, they're pulling on the same rope. They're pulling in the same direction. And if we look at the most talented team in the NFL, it's probably the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And they all are on the same page. The player's yelling at his coach. People are questioning the quarterback who just led him to a Super Bowl a year before. And none of that BS seems to at least get out of the clubhouse in New England. Vrabel's got that under wraps.
He does. He absolutely does. And busted lip. That's awesome. In my book.
So he accelerates above Gronk, above Edelman, above Vincent Wilfork, and above Ty Law. Number 2, all time.
He's definitely number 2. And if he continues on the trajectory he's going, he would definitely be number 1.
He's going to be Brady?
Probably with another... Well, here's the argument, though, and I want to talk about Belichick later. We don't have to talk about him now, but here's the argument. It's like the chicken or the egg, right? Was it Brady or was it Belichick? Was it Brady? Was it Belichick? If you're Vrabel, It is Vrabel, right? There's no it's not like it was Drake May. No, I mean, Drake May's good, but he's not that great. He's not Tom Brady.
Not yet.
No. So you basically, I think Vrabel, you win another Super Bowl, and all of a sudden, for what he's done with what he's had, right? He doesn't have six. Maybe becomes that guy. But I think Vrabel becomes one. Maybe it's 1A and Brady and 1B and Vrabel if another Super Bowl comes.
Well, Vrabel's got a couple as a player. If he gets a couple as a coach, he might be a first ballot Hall of Famer, unlike Belichick.
Do you want to go there?
I don't even need to kick this off.
All right, go.
Welcome to Big Ben and K Win. Each week, we publish a brand new episode. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And give us 5 stars anywhere you get your audio podcasts. You can always follow us on social media at BigBenKWin _. I'm Kwin, he's Big Ben. We talked about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about Bill Belichick getting snubbed from the Hall of Fame. Little trade deadline. I did want to talk about Michael Porter Jr., but now it might be Giannis heading out west. And the Arizona Wildcats. Where do you want to start?
The NBA trade deadline. Because it's so soft. Nothing's happened.
What?
Nothing.
Giannis is on the move.
He got traded.
He's gonna.
No, see. This is what it always is. It's posturing. This is all posturing.
He doesn't want to play for the Bucks. He's a free agent next year, so the Bucks aren't going to keep him and get nothing in return for him.
And he's hurt. He's hurt.
And, remember when James Harden was hurt in Brooklyn? And he got traded to Philly. All of a sudden, he was healthy.
So you think it's that?
Yeah.
You think it's the trainers kind of, yep. I just don't think Giannis moves the needle for any team. I don't.
Whoa.
I don't. I'm not a Giannis believer. Let's go back to why it worked with Giannis when they won a title. You had Drew Holiday, wonderful defensive point guard, distributor of the ball. Chris Middleton, humble type of guy, spot up 3-point shooter, really good. He could play point forward for you if needed. You had Bobby Portis. You had, who else do you have on that team? My point being is you had good parts in and around Giannis. And Giannis was left free to just go do what he wants and just attack the rim constantly with the ball. I don't think there's a team out there like that has those pieces that can just stick Giannis in there and they're going to continue win a title. I don't see it.
The Warriors. This is the trade package. They're getting rid of Jimmy Butler and his salary. They're unloading Kuminga, Podziemski. They've got 4 or 5 first-round picks that are gone, some protected, some unprotected, for Giannis and Kuzma. You got Giannis and Steph. Imagine that pick and roll. What are you going to do? Who are you going to guard? Got Kyle Kuzma sitting in the corner. We saw what he did for the Lakers. He can be that 3rd, 4th guy. Got Draymond leading the defense. You still got my guy, Al Horford, who you doubted earlier in the year.
How's Al doing?
Al's doing great. He's built for the playoffs. Remember when Shaq used to get rested up? Al's getting ready.
Al's an 8-4 guy. Will never be more. Couple layups, couple assists.
But if you are the Warriors, you've got 4 unprotected draft picks over the next 5 years, 1 protected. You've got Jimmy's salary, you've got Kuminga. Do you just push it all in for Giannis? Because you would have to win in the next 2 years, and then you're probably going to hit rock bottom once Giannis ages and Steph kind of rides off into the sunset.
Who do you think who's at the table making that decision?
If Mike Dunleavy and Steph and Giannis.
Yes. And Giannis?
They're all, because
for the trade. I'm saying I'm the Warriors, and your idea of what that looks like is Kuzma, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Giannis. That's what it looks like. Now, the execution in what you give up, who's at the table making that decision? Steph's got to be at the table, right?
Absolutely.
And if I'm Steph, I'm voting. Let's go get him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here in 2 years.
He doesn't care about 2030.
No. Okay, do it. Would they do it?
The Warriors would obviously do it. I don't think if I'm the Bucks, you get Jimmy off your books, but you have Kuminga, who really hasn't done anything with the Warriors. What is he going to do with the Bucks? I actually think the better trade is actually to go to Miami.
Yeah.
Because you've got
Duncan
Khalil
Robinson.
Ware, Tyler Hero. Those two players together are much better than Kuminga and Jimmy Buckets.
Mhm.
And they have draft picks. And Giannis wants to go there.
Giannis does? I don't think
Well,
Giannis for him.
supposedly he wants to go to New York, but if New York trades for him, they're going to be worse off with Giannis than without him because they'd have to give up Cat and probably OG or Mikal Bridges. So you would just have Brunson and Giannis and no bench.
Look like the Lakers.
I should have stayed in New York. I could have played for the Knicks.
You probably could have. I thought you were going to get subbed in when they were up by 40 against the Nets.
Pretty close.
The Knicks, I don't like this when a player says, I want to go play there. Is it like, I'm going to go play there? And all of a sudden the fan base, everyone, hey, we can go get Giannis. He wants to come play there. And the GM and the owner are like, oh, great. Now all of a sudden they somewhat have leverage, right? Like, oh, now we got to give up some picks. We got to get him. He wants to come here. But you're going to mortgage the future? I don't know. I don't like Giannis as a central piece in any team. I just don't. He wasn't
two-time MVP.
Go back. We're in a stats. You know this. It's the reason Kyle Raleigh didn't win the MVP. It's because we're in a stats-oriented era of judging players. And that's why Giannis won 2 MVPs. That's it.
He was dominant.
Go back and watch them when they won that title. Chris Middleton was the guy. He was the guy for a lot of the playoffs. He was hitting clutch.
For the regular season. Giannis impacts the game offensively, defensively, and he can rebound. Middleton is good offensively. He's okay defensively. I would argue that Drew Holiday was the second piece.
Fair. I don't think it's. I'll be surprised if he goes anywhere. I'll be surprised if he's traded, to be honest.
He's gonna get traded. Oh, we should put a hat on it. We put a hat on it.
I don't know if it's hat worthy.
All right. Well, we'll monitor it. What about Michael Porter Jr.?
Is he the leading scorer on the Nets?
Yeah. He's having close to 25 a game. Here's my take on Michael Porter Jr.
Give me it.
He's in his 6th season of the NBA. If he was a stock, he'd be trading at a 313-week high, like ultimate high. You got to sell now. The Nets aren't going anywhere. And I don't think he can play better. He's got 25 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, shooting close to 40 from 3, close to 50 from 2. Once you kind of see him evolve even more, I think the trade offers are not going to be as significant. Like, or look at Bitcoin. Back in October 2nd of 2025, it was at $126,000 was the value. Now it's in the 80s. It's probably going to get down to the 60s. Michael Porter Jr. is Bitcoin right now. Back in October, you got to sell high. Get everything you can for him. Run away from Michael Porter Jr., who plays no defense. He's a volume shooter, doesn't make anyone better. This is the perfect situation for him to maximize his talent. Because once he gets traded, he's going to look a lot like he did in Denver.
Was he so bad in Denver? He was option like 3C, to be honest. Now he's option like 1B with the Nets, maybe 1A.
He's 1A.
Okay.
He was good in Denver because he was playing with Jokic.
Is he good now?
Yeah, because he's playing for the Nets, who are like the 5th worst team in the NBA.
But who's he playing
He's good
with?
on a bad team.
Okay. Good on a bad team. Not so good on a good team.
I don't know.
Well, then why would you pick him up if he stinks? Like, if you're a good team, we'll go to him. Where does he fit? He is a spot-up volume shooter.
I think
Denver won a title with him. He's got that going. That's good on his resume.
An MVP. They're saying Detroit. I mean, he could fit around Cade Cunningham. He's got all those shooters on the wings.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
I don't see MPJ as a Detroit guy, but sure.
You don't think he's blue collar?
You just said he doesn't play any D. Like, come on.
Hey, he's just a sharpshooter. He knows his role. His role is going to be the same.
It is.
In Detroit as it was in Denver.
Let's see where he goes. Interesting stock.
I don't know if the Warriors should trade for him.
You keep coming back to the Warriors like they're going to go get every free agent.
So here are the rumors. Giannis, which we'll see. Michael Porter Jr., I don't think he really moves the needle. Like, you trade Kuminga for Michael Porter Jr., yeah, it's a better fit, but you're still a play-in. And then here's the latest I've heard.
Oh, gosh.
Kuminga for Andrew Wiggins in Miami. They would have a reunion with Wiggins. None of these trades move the needle. That's why the Warriors have to get Giannis.
There is no one that moves. It's weird who actually moves the needle these days. Like, I'm trying to think team by team, but like Brunson moves the needle. Jokic moves the needle. I mean, there's probably 10 players that figured, but Giannis is supposed to be one of them. I don't think he is.
Okay.
Not a needle mover.
You know who's not a needle mover and might not be traded? Ja Morant. Flash in the pan. He said, I'm open to be traded. They took some calls. Not that interested.
Not interested in Ja Morant.
He doesn't play. He's not available. How can you?
Why do you think that is? There too many people talking to Ja? Is there too many people around Ja? Telling him what to do, what not to do, where to go, what to do, when to play, when not to play, how many points to put up, so forth.
I think there's that, but then there's also just the physical love of the game. Because Ja is built the same as Allen Iverson, and Allen Iverson was always hurt. Like fingers, elbows, and he always played through it. For whatever reason, Ja gets hurt but can't play through it. So to me, that's hard, right? Like, that's training. That's like all that other stuff. AI didn't do any of that other stuff. He was just God-given talent and so much heart. He played through everything.
Are you saying Ja's soft?
I mean, I don't want him to see me in the mall and kind of punch like that 16-year-old kid he hit out.
He is. And that's the reason you make some calls, they're like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need a flashy score. I don't need, someone bopping their head like this. He's good in Memphis.
He might be out of the league in 3 years.
Ooh.
Actually, Ja Morant will be out of the league in 3 years.
Wow. So MPJ?
MPJ's like this.
Mr. Tommy Lloyd, coming from Gonzaga University, where he spent, I think, a decade under Mark Few. And he was very judicious. Very judicious. He got job offers throughout probably the last 4 years there. Everyone came asking for Tommy Lloyd. But he was very judicious in where he'd go. And he finally got, I think, his dream job at Arizona. Undefeated. And they beat the number 3 team twice. They've beat, I was looking at the top 25. There's 4 Big 12 teams in the top 25, which isn't a small amount of teams, isn't a lot of teams, but they're playing people. They're playing teams. They beat BYU, and then the gauntlet's coming up, K1.
Ooh.
You asked me, are they for real? On the text. Are they real? An undefeated team, are they real? The automatic answer is yes. But how real are they?
Yes.
Okay, here's when they're going to find out. They play February 9th, Kansas, at Kansas. They host Texas Tech on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Texas Tech is 11. BYU comes into town on the 18th. They are ranked 13th currently. And they go to Houston on the 21st. So that's what? Less than a 2-week span. They play 4 top 15 teams.
That's a gauntlet.
That is a gauntlet. And not only that, guess how much you got to pay to get in to watch the game in Houston?
$5.
$422.
Whoa.
Just to walk in the door. Holy guacamole. So people not only obviously believe Arizona's good, but they want to watch them play. I think they've got 5 starters, all in double figures. The rotation is 8 deep. I'm probably taking all your material here, but go with me. They're going 8 deep. Tommy Lloyd's smart. He doesn't start the season, 10 guys, you guys might play, then it's on audition to see who moves into the rotation. Nope, you 8 are playing. We're going to rotate this way. We know what you're doing. You know what your role is. And they go do it. He's a smart recruiter. He's got good players. They're all popped in. I think they're for real. Well, I can't. they're real. They are definitely a real team. They're a formidable team. Are they for real? We'll see at the end, February 22nd, after that gauntlet.
3 reasons why U of A can win the Natty. Tommy Lloyd, always been a great offensive coach. Arizona's always been great offensively. This year, they're playing some great defense. They're in the top 10 in offense and defense. And if we go into the Ken Palm statistics, the national champion winner is usually always in the offensive efficiency in the top 10 in both offense and defense. U of A also has a plus 13 rebounding margin.
Ooh.
So they're limiting opponents on what they're doing offensively because they're getting rebounds. But then on the other side, they're getting offensive rebounds. And when that margin is plus 13, that is a very, very hard team to beat because that means they're rebounding and playing defense. And number 3, they're like the quad 1 team. You mentioned a couple of wins they've had. They have 8 quad 1 wins. They are 8-0 in quad 1. So they're battle tested, playing great teams, rebounding, offensively efficient, defensively efficient. They're led by 2 freshmen. What was it? Koa Pete, Brandon Burst, but they also got a senior. They got Jaden Bradley as well. They got this big, tall 7-footer from Lithuania who's a stud. I think they could potentially win the Natty. And would it be ironic if Tommy Lloyd gets a Natty before Mark Few?
Ooh. All I would say is location matters. Tucson. Tucson is just a little nicer than Spokane for all those reasons. Do you go undefeated? When's the last time we saw an undefeated team?
It was UNLV.
Was that the last one?
Yeah. Remember they came back and they lost to Duke?
Yeah.
That everyone said was fixed. The year before that, if I'm not mistaken, they went undefeated, and that's been the argument that that's the greatest team. A Kentucky team with Calipari came very close, but UNLV has been the last recent undefeated national championship. Arizona's going to lose a game. They're not going to go undefeated. Yeah.
I think so too.
It's going to be a road game, or it's going to be in the Big 12 tournament.
I agree with you. But they have every even in AP top 25 and Coaches Bowl first place vote. Everyone. So not only do we think they're real, but literally everyone else does too. So Tommy Lloyd's got it going. All right, where are we going? Belichick?
Belichick, yeah.
Not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Why do you think that is?
Ooh, I love you passing the ball to me. I think it's because of his persona or personality. Because he's a little rough around the edges. He doesn't really open up in interviews, doesn't really open up with the media. And we've seen it similarly in baseball. Barry Bonds, I'm biased. I think he's the greatest hitter of all time. You could argue the steroid thing or not. But he's not the most friendly guy either. And I think there is something to be said for having a podcast, smiling during interviews, just being engaging. You don't have to give the media everything that you want, but if you just smile and talk, they're going to be more engaging. I think with Bill, it's like, is he going to be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. But did he rub some people wrong along the way? And those are probably the 10 votes he didn't get.
Mm-hmm. I think of it this way. Okay, so you have the MLB. I think this is recently that Jose Canseco came out and was just flat out blunt. And he said, I know 5 players in the Hall of Fame that have used performance-enhancing drugs.
Yeah. Of course it was Canseco. He's a rat.
No. Well, think about it this way. Coaches can't do performance-enhancing drugs. You can't really say like, oh, the coach, but you can do Spygate. You can do Deflategate. You can date a 24-year-old. You can kind of you got mud on you. They want you to be clean when you walk through the Hall of Fame. And the writers, to your point, say, Bill, we're not judging just on, like, this is an opportunity where you're a coach. You are a coach, not a player. Players have stats. You have wins and losses, but, like, we don't want you walking through the door with mud on your shoes. Like, clean it up. And I think that's going to be relevant moving forward. Like coaches, the perception, to your point, who is a coach? What's the feedback? What's the media say about him? What kind of person is he? You know, is he a first ballot? Because that's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Bill Belichick's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Whoa, he's got 8 Super Bowls. 6 with the Pats.
I think what they're doing,
the Giants. He's a second.
They don't want to set a precedent.
Coach. He's got like 333 wins. He's behind Shula.
They don't want to set a precedent though that these coaches can be absolute ding dongs and do spike. Like you can't cheat and win and then walk in the door. You can't. They're saying that. They're saying in order to get in the Hall of Fame, first ballot, clean as could be, you got to have a clean record. We got to look at your resume and not see a criminal record per se.
Then why didn't Ichiro get unanimous votes?
Like
who was that one writer that said, nope, Ichiro doesn't deserve to be in? Like, get out of here.
He got bad sushi one time or something like that and related it to who knows. But those 10 votes, I think if you could jump into the minds of those writers or those voters, they'd probably say, I just didn't like the way he handled X or, Deflategate. Did he take ownership on it? Point the fingers, say it was the equipment guy? Like, no, it's at some point those things matter to people who are voting, which for the highest honor in the sport, the Hall of Fame. Bill, in my opinion, is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Based on that.
There you have it. Were you one of those 10 votes?
I was number 11, actually. Okay, my next question to you is, what's the hardest Hall of Fame to get into?
Baseball.
You think so?
Without a doubt. Baseball's the hardest and basketball's the easiest. Basketball takes into account Olympic gold medals in college. So you've got players who are just made the All-Star team. See Carmelo Anthony. And then gets into the Hall of Fame. And then you've got other players like that. I mean, it's like a lot of people get into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Baseball, it's very hard. If Barry Bonds was playing basketball or Roger Clemens, they would all be in. There wouldn't even have these arguments. But there's a possibility that maybe Chase Utley can't get in, Jimmy Rollins. And those are very good baseball players.
Those are really good players, yes.
And I think football's in the middle of the road.
It's almost as though baseball does a very good job of not bringing the bar down. Yeah. We got to because you give them votes, right? And then you see how many votes they get the next year relative to the entry, and see Felix Hernandez.
Another example.
Yeah, he's a good example. He had 20% of the votes first year, and everyone kind of said, based on what we see out here, I'm only giving 20% of the writers gave Felix a vote. Well, next year, Felix subsequently rises, right? So it is relative to the other Hall of Fame entries or where the votes go, which I can appreciate because not all class or people entering during a given year are going to be as good as, say, one year or the other. But you're right, basketball is pretty easy.
But I want to go back to your Felix statement. I think he's going to accelerate. Well, I think he's going to quickly get into the Hall of Fame based on looking at what current Major League pitchers are doing and what people have recently retired. You said it. Pitchers don't even really go past the 4th inning. Exactly. They don't even win 20 games. They don't have 200 strikeouts. So Felix Hernandez's stats are just going to jump out at everyone, including the voters. It might be they're going to have to change the criteria for a starting pitcher to get in after Scherzer, Kershaw, and Verlander, because these pitchers aren't going to have 300 wins. They're not going to have 3,000 strikeouts.
I think Nolan Ryan is kind of the epitome. That is the bar, right? Just with statistical length, how many innings he's pitched and so forth. I think Felix looks like that in modern days. You could in a feel like that. So you're right, and that will hopefully draw more votes. And I think that's right, because as the pitchers come in who don't have that statistical longevity of complete games or quality starts or whatever it may be, all of a sudden Felix looks a little bit better. It's all in who you're standing next to, kind of. Podcast Hall of Fame.
Big Ben K1 underscore, at Big Ben K1 underscore. Anywhere you get your social media, that's Threads, TikTok, Instagram. Follow the Discord. We're on there as well. If you're watching this live or on demand on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get notified each and every week when we come out with the podcast. Download, listen, subscribe, 5 stars anywhere you get your audio podcast. I'm K-Win, he's Big Ben.
I'm going to an 80s party this weekend. Magnum PI or Don Mattingly.
Do you have the Don Mattingly stance down?
I don't.
Then you got to go Magnum PI. Just put on a Hawaiian shirt.
I'm be good to go. I need a Troy hat though. I'll find one.
Yeah, you can find one.
You have expectations of a vacation, right?
Yeah.
What you're gonna do each day, where you're gonna go to dinner, and then boom, snowstorm. So snowpocalypse. Did you see any falls?
Plenty. I fell.
You did.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I thought I was safe, so I stepped out, and like that, I was on my back. Ooh. And I slammed pretty hard, and everyone's like, oh. And my wrist has been sore for like 3 days.
But you're on the road to recovery.
But I'm back. I can make a fist. I can catch a ball.
Can you type? Okay, yeah. You're good.
I'm good.
No need for the IR.